Hey Blazers, welcome to Film Critics Corner.
Today we'll be discussing the film Defiance, made in 2008, directed by Edward Zwick.
This riveting film, based on a real-life story, follows the story of four Polish brothers who lead a Jewish refugee camp in the Naliboki forest, escaping Nazi forces for several years.
The four brothers, whose names were Tuvia, played by Daniel Craig, Zeus, played by Liev Schreiber, Asael, played by Jamie Bell, and Aaron, played by George McKay, need to lead the camp and keep everyone safe from the Nazi party, stating every life we save is a life we must protect.
Those who can't alone. Our revenge is to live.
The poorest farmer has more than us.
Quiet. What I am saying is we are not thieves or murderers. We may be hunted like animals, but we will not become animals.
The community faces instances where they must relocate their camp due to the persistent Nazi force. Throughout the movie, the community bands together and makes sacrifices for the greater good of their people.
Take these. Use this too.
I have it, Will.
Here.
Defiance uses amazing special effects and sound mixing in order to fully immerse the viewer in the horrors of the Second World War.
Sound effects are expertly used in several battle scenes throughout the film while fighting the Nazi troops.
The group survived for another 2 years until the end of World War II and expanded to about 1,200 refugees. They managed to build a hospital, nursery, and school by working together despite all odds.
Thanks for watching our segment of Film Critics Corner. Next up is Schindler's List.
Hello, and welcome to Critics Corner. I am Casey Hammond.
And I'm Grace Calvert. Today, we will be discussing the movie Schindler's List.
Schindler's List, directed by Steven Spielberg and released in 1993, is about Oskar Schindler, a Nazi businessman who turns his life around and ends up saving 1,100 Jewish lives by employing them in his factories.
The Nazis are visibly cruel to the Jewish workers, threatening them with death and deportation. Here's a clip in which Nazi officials beat down a man for not working fast enough.
Using his authority, Schindler works with Itzhak Stern, a Jewish accountant, to save as many Holocaust victims as possible. Here is a clip of the two men negotiating which name should be put on the list of people that will be saved.
And Wolf.
In the following scene, Schindler feels a tremendous amount of guilt as he claims he could have saved more people if he had tried harder.
I could have gotten Alaska. There are 1,100 people who are alive because of you, but if I knew more money, I threw away so much money.
Although the film is based on historical events, aspects of the story are enhanced for both artistic and cinematic purposes, such as the scene in which Schindler and Stern are making the list.
The use of film noir makes the movie documentary-like and realistic. The sparingly used color is meant to symbolize hope and happiness in dark times.
Thanks for watching this episode of Critics Corner.
We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Film Critic Corner.
Today we'll be looking into the historical aspects of the 2008 movie The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, based off the novel by John Boyne.
This exceptional film, taking place during World War II, follows the friendship of Bruno, the 8-year-old son of a Nazi camp commander, and a Jewish boy on the other side of the fence.
As Bruno's dad and the other Nazi soldiers express their hatred and discrimination against all Jewish people, Bruno is torn between his relationship with his friend and what he's been told to believe.
Here is a clip from the beginning of the film, demonstrating the lies and brainwashing Bruno was subjected to by his own father.
You have to at least give the place a chance. I promise you, it won't be long before you'll...
Why do the farmers wear pajamas? I can see them from my window.
The thing is, Bruno, those people, well, you see, they're not really people at all.
During the Holocaust, concentration camps were used to imprison Jews from Nazi-occupied areas in Europe following Hitler's appointment to chancellor.
From 1933 to 1945, more than 40,000 concentration camps were established by Germany and its allies, with 6 special extermination camps in Poland, especially designed for mass murder.
The film establishes the terrible conditions of the camp and portrays the gas chambers and other ways the Jews were killed.
They smell even worse when they burn, don't they?
What?
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas explores the importance of friendship in the face of horror, such as those experienced in Nazi concentration camps.
The movie works to not only remember the loss and sadness of the time, but also to stress the importance of innocence and trust during times of uncertainty.
And that's all we have for today.
Hello, and welcome to Film Critics Corner. Today we will be discussing the movie Fury, starring Brad Pitt, Logan Lerman, Shia LaBeouf, and Michael Pena.
Fury tells the story of a crew of a tank in World War II, led by Don War Daddy Collier. The film takes place in Nazi Germany as the Allies have finally pushed into enemy territory.
During World War II, the use of tanks became much more prevalent. The tank that was used by the crew was an M4 Sherman, which was the first tank to bear a fully traversing turret with a 75mm gun. The use of these tanks can be seen in the various battle scenes in which tanks were involved.
Coming around, he's coming around! Order, you gotta outrun that gun! Oh, I got it! Fire! Put it, sir, right!
World War II was extremely violent and had a drastic effect on all of the soldiers who fought in it. For many of these soldiers, a sense of brotherhood kept them going. This brotherhood is shown in Fury when the tank crew decides to all stay and fight off a Nazi battalion together.
It's all right. It's my home. I'm staying here with you.
For many soldiers during World War II, they were forced to see their enemies as inhuman creatures who they needed to kill. For characters such as Private Norman in Fury, this realization was very hard to accept.
Why are you here? You're here to kill him. You know why he's here? He's here to kill you. He's here to kill you, Norman. He's here to rip your throat out and pull out your... God! Ah! Ah! Trying to teach you something.
And that's all we have for today.
Thanks for checking out this edition of Film Critics Corner.
Welcome to Film Critics Corner. Today we'll explore the film Gentleman's Agreement, made after World War II and released in 1947. This compelling storyline and superior acting earned a Best Picture of the Year in 1948.
It was the first Hollywood movie to focus on anti-Semitism and openly use the word Jew. In the film, Philip Green, a journalist, is assigned to write an article to blow the lid off anti-Semitism.
He comes up with a groundbreaking angle to pretend to be Jewish for 6 months. During these 6 months, he gets engaged with the borderline anti-Semitic Kathy Lacey.
As Philip experiences anti-Semitism, he becomes more passionate about his stance that it is wrong.
The hardship he endures as a Jew drives a wedge between him and Kathy. Let's take a look at when Philip reveals his plan to Kathy.
All right. Here it is. I'm just going to let everybody know that I'm Jewish, that's all.
Jewish? But you're not, Phil, are you? Not that it would make any difference to me, but you said, I'm going to let everybody know as if you hadn't before and would now. So I just wondered. Not that it would matter to me one way or the other. Phil, you're annoyed.
No. I'm just thinking.
Oh, don't be so serious about it. You must know where I stand.
Oh, I do.
It's just that you caught me off guard. You know, not knowing.
As Philip gets more involved in the project, he finds himself wanting to stand up for Jews. The perfect opportunity presents itself when Kathy tells him that the hotel at which they plan their honeymoon is restricted, or not open to Jews. Let's see what happens.
How do you do, Mr. Green?
How do you do?
In answer to your question, may I inquire, are you? That is, do you follow the Hebrew religion yourself, or is it that you just want to make sure?
I've asked a simple question. I'd like to have a simple answer.
Well, you see, we do have a very high-class clientele, and, well, naturally.
Then you do restrict your guests to Gentiles?
Well, I wouldn't say that, Mr. Green. But in any event, there seems to be some mistake.
Later, Phil's son is called a dirty Jew by his peers while trying to play with them. This is when Kathy's anti-Semitism becomes evident. Take a look.
Tom, will you please? Kathy and I are talking. Tom, what is it? What's the matter? Trying to fight? Argument with one of the guys?
They call me a dirty Jew. And it's thing is oh, darling, it's not true. It's not true. You're no more Jewish than I am. It's just a horrible mistake.
Kathy! Come with me, Tom. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Kathy's reaction causes them to break up, though she regrets their fight.
Kathy learns about the gentleman's agreement, which is no matter how bad things are, they are not spoken about. Having realized the error in this, Kathy seeks to change. When Phil learns of Kathy's mission, he rushes out and reconciles with Kathy.
Though it did not cover the full extent of anti-Semitism in America and stuck just to that experienced by the upper class, Gentleman's Agreement was the first movie of its time to mention Jews and bring their issues to the main stage. We rate this movie a 7 out of 10.
Hi, and welcome to Film Critics Corner. I'm your host, Annie.
And I'm your other host, Bianca. Today we will be talking about the 1981 film, Das Boot.
Das Boot is a German film that follows the crew of an Axis U-boat searching for Allied vessels in the Atlantic and Mediterranean.
The film explores the struggles of the crew, beyond the hardships of their mission. It shows the effect of living in cramped quarters and can be seen in this clip.
Rechnung stimmt? Jawohl, richtig. Was ist denn eigentlich? 310? Warschau!
In that clip, the crew members were forced to work in extremely close quarters as they prepared to hunt an Allied boat.
The movie itself is based on the autobiography of a German photographer, Lothar Gunther Buchheim.
The director wanted to show life on board in an accurate way, so cameraman Jost Vacano was faced with the huge challenge of working without rails and adjustable walls in such a small space.
In this next clip, Buchheim is photographing the members of the crew on their way out to sea, but the general reprimands him, saying that his photos will mislead the public into thinking that the army is sending children to war, as the crewmen don't have any facial hair yet.
Machen Sie Fotos von einlaufender Besatzung, nicht von auslaufender.
Wieso das?
Weil sie dann Werte haben.
Although the movie was made by Germans, it portrays the crew in a better light. The Nazis have little affiliation with the U-boat crew members, besides a stray Nazi youth.
Being the most elaborate film ever to be produced in Germany, the plot of Das Boot is rather simple, containing 3 hours of almost all fight scenes.
was one of the final scenes of Das Boot. It shows enemy planes bombing the Germans, and most of the crew is dead at this point.
While Das Boot may seem like just another war movie, the stunning cinematic techniques used to portray the odyssey the Germans make the film engaging and timeless.
Hello, and welcome to our little section of Critics Corner. We'll be reviewing Hacksaw Ridge today. I'm Max, and this is Joe.
Hacksaw Ridge is the story of a conscience objector who refuses to even pick up a gun.
All them go fight for me.
But you figure this war is just going to fit in with your ideas?
While everybody else is taking life, I'm gonna be saving it. And that's gonna be my way to serve.
This is a personal gift from the United States government designed to bring death to the enemy.
Well, I'm sorry, Sergeant. I can't touch a gun.
You don't kill.
No, sir.
You know.
Private Doss is given the right to go into battle without a weapon at Okinawa and goes on to save many lives in what ends up being one of the bloodiest battles of the Pacific Campaign, the invasion of Okinawa.
The death toll totaled over 240,000 civilian U.S. and Japanese deaths. Of these, more than half were civilian deaths.
However, out of a battle like this, heroes emerge, and one who would not kill ends up saving many men.
It's a bit late for target practice now, don't you think?
Jump on it.
You're kidding.
Oh, I'm gonna drag you.
Let's do it!
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
This heroism earned Private Doss a Congressional Medal of Honor.
The Battle of Okinawa began March 23, 1945, and was not over until June 23rd the same year.
During the Battle of Okinawa, the Japanese used kamikaze attacks on the U.S. that ended in many U.S. casualties.
This is a very good film. It was nominated for 6 Oscars and the recipient of 2.
Yes, this film is definitely worth your time. It was well put together with a good plot.
Definitely a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. And thank you for watching this year's edition of Critics Corner. See you next year.